Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a fantastically awesome day so far. My day is going pretty good, thank you very much for asking. Although I am going to moan about the weather again because it is still not stopped raining. And my kids have been off school this week and they are bored out of their minds. They are so bored, and that would usually be okay, but Kat and I still have to work, and when they are bored they want to let the world and its dog know about it. I'm bored. We're trying to work and find things for them to do. You parents understand, you understand. Anyway, today we are reacting to the 10 weirdest military traditions. Why can't I say that? 10 weirdest military traditions. It's a bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, we usually look at some military videos that can be deemed as quite serious or not so great. So I figured, why not end the week with a weird and wonderful military video and check out some of the weird traditions that they have, because I'm sure there's pretty awesome ones. It's like a brother slash sisterhood, isn't it? It's a pretty awesome thing. So we're going to be checking that out. But before we do, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well give the video a like as well. If you're wondering why I'm speaking a bit funny, we actually found salt and vinegar crisps yesterday, or chips, which are pretty hard to find here in Slovakia. And I ate a full bag of them and they were so vinegary that my whole mouth is pretty sore. So yeah, that's why I'm talking a bit funny. Anyway, without further ado, let's check out the 10 weirdest military traditions. Why can't I say it?
Some military traditions make sense to most everyone. Little things that show mutual respect, like when leaders wait to eat until after their team has been served.
Oh, I like
traditions are odd at first, like messing with the new guy to make him feel like part of the team. But civilians can generally understand where that comes from. Then there are the traditions that need a lot of explaining to your civilian family members. This is our list of 10 time-honored military traditions that civilians find
Oh, that looks
totally
awesome. What's going on there?
Number 10. Paratroopers and cherry pies. When troops finish Army Airborne School, they're packed full of knowledge that keeps them safe from static line to landing. They've hooked in, they've studied wind conditions, and they've PLF'd frontwards, backwards, and sideways over and over and over. The key is for the body to remember the parachute landing fall without the brain thinking about it, because when the ground comes at an airborne jump, it comes fast. Finally, it's the moment of truth, when troops get to make their first jump from a plane. It's tradition for experienced jumpers to fill trainees' cargo.
Can you imagine how nerve-wracking that would be? Obviously, the guys and girls who have done it before, they know, but I wouldn't have a clue. I would be bricking it.
Pockets with Hostess cherry pies first. Adrenaline hits and training kicks in. The PLF is second nature. Legs together, 5 points of contact, bent knees, roll to the side. Everything happens so fast, troops forget those cherry pies in their pants till they look down and see a nice red stain on their uniform.
That's
Welcome
brilliant.
to Airborne. Number 9. Actual call signs. In pop culture, call signs are the coolest things ever. You'll see badass names like Iceman, Maverick, or however many times Snake is used. They're always just made up because they sound cool, and the storytellers don't really know how the military works. In reality, call signs are usually unit designations followed by a number to signify who they are in said unit. So, the commander of Alpha Company Black Sheep would be known as Black Sheep 6, and the first sergeant is Black Sheep 7. Not quite as sexy. It is true, however, that pilots get unique and personalized call signs, but there's no guarantee that the name will be cool. Pilots have a tradition of telling stories about the rookies in their unit, much like a roast. Some of the stories are embarrassing. Actually, most of the stories are embarrassing, but some are awesome and some might just be hilariously suited to the aviator. The squadron then votes, and the call sign they pick is for life. So try not to lose your juice on those long sorties, or you could end up explaining why
so that's how they get their call sign. Whiz.
Number 8. The Grog Bowl. At normal people parties, a punch bowl is considered festive and fun. It might even be spiked. How quaint. Whenever the military throws a unit ball, they have a punch bowl too. Only it's in a toilet.
Oh my god.
It most certainly has alcohol.
That looks disgusting.
They have a punch bowl too. Only
Oh, we've all had mornings like that. You can't say you haven't. Oh my god. I don't know if I'd be able to drink out of that or eat or whatever that is.
It certainly has alcohol in it, plus a whole slew of other random things that would put your gag reflexes to the test. Depending on the traditions of the unit, different members get to add ingredients to the Grog Bowl and give some kind of nonsense explanation, often in prose, as to why it has some kind of significance to the unit. You can expect such classic Grog Bowl ingredients as hot sauce because of the deserts the unit deploys to, ground coffee because of the long hours the troops give. A cup of salt because of the sweat the troops give. And a dirty sock because...
Oh, no.
Reasons? Number 7, blood wings and blood stripes.
What the heck?
When civilians get promoted or graduate from school, it's usually met with a party or a card that everyone in the office signed. That's nice and all, but the troops almost always lose a bit of blood. Literally. Blood wings are when the jump master or training superior pin new jump wings onto a troop's chest without the backing and then punch the prongs in, biting through the uniform and into the skin just enough to draw some blood. Blood stripes are similarly violent. After promotion, the new enlisted rank is placed on the promotee's upper arm. Then everyone takes turns punching it in. It's technically considered hazing, but you know, it's tradition, so
with blood
there's
involved.
An unspoken rule that everyone agrees to it, I guess. There usually isn't any malice or hate involved. And in fact, the bigger the bruise, the bigger the pride of the promotee.
It's a way to remember
Number
it,
6,
isn't it?
challenge coin duels. There's nothing really odd about challenge coins in general. They have a neat history, and they're basically like collecting trading cards as a kid, but instead of a holographic Charizard, it's coins with cool designs or a badass backstory. Officers will usually keep them on
Did
their
you see
desk.
that?
Coins with cool designs.
Obama had it in his
badass
hand.
backstory.
Is that real?
Officers will usually keep them on their desk in their office just to casually gloat.
Sorry,
Sorry.
that looked photoshopped. Oh, come on.
Holographic Charizard, it's coins with cool designs or a badass
Is that photoshopped?
backstory.
If not, that's pretty
Officers will usually
cool.
keep them on their desk in their office just to casually gloat, or enlisted troops will keep them in some drawer at home.
Oh, that's cool.
But gets real when troops take their coins with them to the bar. The game basically goes like this. If someone produces a coin and you don't have one on you, you have to buy a drink for every coin-toting warrior in the room. If
Oh my
everyone
God,
has
that
a
could be
coin,
expensive.
whoever has the least valuable coin buys the drinks. Since the backstory and design are subjective, this will almost always end in a shouting match over who has to pick up the tab. Number 5, mustache contests. Basically, the military is in a perpetual pissing contest of who can do literally anything better than their fellow troops. It should come as no surprise that one of the most subjectively macho things out there, facial hair, gets quantified into some sort of challenge. The problem with this is that the military doesn't allow most versions.
When I trimmed my beard last time, well, it's not much of a beard now, but when it was like this, I left the moustache on there and I said to Kat, what do you think? Should I leave it? And she's like, if that stays, I go. So, yeah.
Of facial hair.
She doesn't like
with the exception
moustache.
of a very thin and very creepy mustache. Be warned, the first 2 weeks of a mustache off makes every contestant look pathetic. And again, super creepy. Mustache contests usually begin at the start of a deployment, presumably when the troops' wives have less of a say in the matter. And after a certain point, someone is declared a winner. The Air Force, however, has unanimously decided to make March their official contest month, regardless of where they're stationed. Whichever airman grows the best mustache by the end of March wins a high five or whatever, and I don't know, probably.
Oh, that's a
sleeps on
cool
the
one.
couch.
It's like
Number
Movember.
4, the West Point Pillow Battle Royale.
What?
The first years at West Point had a unique way of handling the stress of a military academy. And do note the use of the past tense here. This particular tradition was unceremoniously banned in 2015 after numerous injuries forced the academy to end it. After their first summer of intense training, our nation's best and brightest
Yeah, because you know someone's going to put something solid in there, like blocks of soap or a shoe or something.
would gather for a war game, otherwise known as a pillow fight. As goofy as it sounds, they got serious. In 2015, the most hardcore cadets donned full Kevlars and vests and beat the hell out of each
Oh,
other
look at all the
with pillows.
blood on his
More
pillow.
than 30 plebs that year were sent to the hospital for serious injuries,
Oh,
despite
God.
the strict no hard objects in the pillows rule.
See?
Thankfully, they had PT belts on, or this could have really gotten out of hand. Number 3, blasting up the lieutenant's patrol cap. In the technical terms, a blasting cap is a small, sensitive primary explosive device used to detonate a larger, more powerful, and less sensitive secondary explosive. Soldiers in the artillery world take this term literally whenever they welcome a new platoon leader. When the platoon first goes out for a live fire exercise with a brand new lieutenant, they'll take the officer's patrol cap, either willingly or by stealing it, and tape it to the end of the barrel or backplate of a rocket pod. When the first round goes off, it'll take the cap with it.
Yeah,
the
bye.
LT is then expected to retrieve the nearly burnt to a crisp cap so they can remain in uniform after the ceremony is done. No one really knows when or where this began, but every artillery officer since
I
has
love
then
it.
had to go and buy a new cap the following day. Number 2, the sword butt tap at weddings. Ah,
Cheeky.
the military wedding. One of the most beautiful ways to introduce a new civilian spouse into our world. The troops' comrades will join wearing full dress uniforms and each carry a sword, which is meant to signify the protection they'll offer the new bride, as she is now one of their own. The new comrades will serve as either groomsmen or bridesmaids and post guard outside
She's
the
making it
chapel,
so
or
romantic.
wherever the ceremony was held, and form a beautiful archway made with their swords for the married couple to walk through. Then, whoever is at the very end on the civilian spouse's side will give the bride a loving slap on the ass with their sword. Not hard, mind you. Just a nice, gentle way of letting her know that they're now part of the grander and rather bizarre military family.
That's
Number
so
1,
cool.
the Court of Neptune. Whenever a Navy vessel crosses a certain point on the globe, newbie sailors get to be initiated into an unofficial fraternity of shellbacks who have been there before. The most famous example of these ceremonies is the moment when a vessel crosses the equator at any point in the world. Officially, it's called the Crossing the Line
Oh,
ceremony.
what is that?
Sailors know it as the Court of Neptune. The uninitiated, known as slimy pollywogs, must bow before King Neptune, portrayed by the ship's captain, and entertain his
This
queen,
looks so
Davy Jones,
fun.
the royal baby, and his dignitaries, all portrayed by other high-ranking members of the crew. They do this with a talent show. Now, regardless of how the young sailors perform, they're found guilty of being pollywogs and must answer for their crimes. They're punished by eating an extremely spicy or disgusting breakfast and kissing the royal baby's greasy belly.
Oh,
Only then can they have their slimy pollywogness washed in seawater and finally become trusted shellbacks.
that's freaking awesome.
That's our list of 10 weird-ass, amazing military traditions.
I think they're awesome. I love traditions. I wish there was more, you know. If you guys have got any recommendations for these sort of tradition videos, I love them. I love them. Like sports traditions, like military traditions. I don't know why I struggle to say that word. I don't know. I think it's cool to have traditions. If you've had any weird little traditions you've done, whether it's sports or before you get on a plane or whatever, let me know. I love hearing stuff like that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I think we are going to take the kids out for a nice Thai dinner. There's a new Thai restaurant. I think it's Thai or it might be Vietnamese restaurant opened in town. So we're going to go and have a nice little bit of a dinner there tonight and yeah, at least give them something to do. Anyway, have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a great weekend and I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Peace.